And we speak about agriculture, and this means cultivating of the land, of the soil, of the nature. And I just remain here with the basic forms I created in this language. And then we have the term Landwirtschaft in German, which means economy of land. In German, what is agriculture, cultivating, the agri, in German it's economy of land. And this is also a reality. And I show it here with a square, not with a circle. And we have streams going out, our products, and streams coming in, hopefully some money. So now we look to this economical situation of our thing. And we feel that is a tension, yeah? We feel that we are in a tension, that we, as farmers, we are on the one side, the cultivators, and on the other hand, we are the entrepreneurs. Okay? And we tend a little bit in the biodynamic movement to say, I have more sympathy for the one side, for the natural side. And the other one is not so much love. And my situation is that I love both the same. I have always really appreciated to be an entrepreneur as farmer. I like to produce what to sell. And you, with your honey enterprise, you have said also on a certain point of your presentation, there is a balance to be found. And it's not a compromise. It's two realities which we have to carry in one. And let's be, let's say, open and positive towards this economical side, because it relates us with the other people. Yeah? The soil fertility not, the cows not. All the hours I have been with my cows, they don't speak frankly. I try hard. They don't speak.
No listening to them.
So we have these two realities, yeah? Can you see? And the reality of our day-to-day situation, that we are in the middle and we are active as cultivators and we are at the same time active as entrepreneurs. And we can say it's horrible that this situation is in this way, but I would call us, it's perfect that we are both. Okay? It's up to us to look in a positive way to this situation. Now I go a little bit deeper in, and we have, so to say, the circle, and we have, so to say, the square. And here Getreide means cereal, Gemüse means vegetables, Milch means milk, and Verarbeitung means processing. So I have different activities in my farm organism. I do cereals, I do milk, I do vegetables, and I process probably my milk or my cereals to a certain degree. And now is the question, which one of these activities is bringing more money, and which one brings more fertility for the next year? Yeah? This is the question. When I do all the activities which bring more money, I lose fertility on my land. And when I'm doing only things which are nice for nature, I run out of money. So I have to be, I have to shape my situation. And I try to illustrate it like this, that when I do vegetables, it's good for the pocket, for the money, but not so good for the soil fertility. Okay? And when I do processing, I'm completely not on the farm. I'm in my dairy, I'm in my bakery. It makes money, but doesn't help the farm as a living organism. When I do milk, as I have my cows, which give me the dung, it's not so, in our cases, we lose money when we do milk, but we have the dung from the cows. So we help the fertility of the farm, but not so much the bank account. Yeah? And with the cereal, it's the same. We have the straw, and we have all what cereals can give to the soil, and it's hard to earn money with cereals. Huh? If that, yeah, and so on. So this is just to show that one creates with the different activities, with the different crops one has, a kind of feeling, and sometimes one has also to calculate in which direction the one and the other goes. Between these two tendencies I have to handle in my operation. Is this clear?
Yeah.
Yeah. And now I go again in a more general view. One can see that what I have as my point, there it's me, and the red point. And it's kind of a threshold. I have my life reality, I have my social, economical reality, and in between, I'm always on a kind of threshold, and this is not something which shouldn't be, this is something which is. And when we are conscious about this, we can work with this in a conscious or half-conscious way, and then, let's say, we can make the right decisions. I would say, when the question is, where do I invest? Where will be my next building which I will shape, and so on. Huh? It's our farm operations or our farm businesses, they have this dual quality. And therefore, we love them, not because they are one-sided. And now I go in another, I look back historically. This is rather new as a situation. That I have pure economical, meaning money dimension to handle as a farmer, as a gardener, and in the same time I'm open to the cosmos. Yeah? This way to be in the tension, but in the fruitful tension between the both, this is modern life. And when I look back, it has been, when farming started, in another way. If I have my daily bread in my hands, depended in these former times to my relations to the gods. It has been the gods who have been the givers of what I can have in my hands. In the ancient times, it has not been a question of soil fertility, of having good varieties, of being in the right time on the land. It has been a question to have the right and the good relation with the gods. And the gods then helped me to be in the right time on the land, to have the good variety and so on. And this is not so far away. I witnessed as young man in the mountain villages that the priests in the springtime, they, what is it, what they do? They blessed the coming year. Yeah? Why not? Of course. But it's not the way we look scientifically to what we do. So what has been, let's say, the basic cultural situation in very former times is still a little bit present. And we have a kind of romantic view back. Somehow in us we hope that this will come back. Yeah? And when we are together with the indigenous people, they have this still more. They are still connected. And it's a longing for us to have this situation too. And yes, but we have to be conscious that this has been a stage we went through, and it remains, but we are in another situation. The next step, and I mean here, I look back to the ancient, let's say, Zarathustrian culture, to the ancient Egyptian culture, to the ancient culture in the Mesopotamic region, so really far back. And this remained, let's say, with different indigenous people until nowadays. A next situation before modern times has been Middle Age situation. You see the red line now, which is the relation, which is the one who creates the bread in my hands, now is not with the gods or the sun, the cosmos, and me as a farmer, it's my relation with the others. Yeah? To be in the villages and to have this kind of social relationship as it has been in some periods of the Middle Age, that one has what one has because one has the right relation with the others who do others. That together we create a kind of healthy social economical situation. The miller, the baker, and the farmer, and so on. Of course, in the fairy tales, the miller takes always a little bit too much. Okay, but it has still been in a certain range. And this also, we have a kind of romanticism to go back, and it's right, but we have also to see that what happened later on is that modern times came, industrialization came, and each one is more and more isolated with himself. This is you looking in your screen. Have you seen it? It's you. It's absolutely you. It's us. Yeah? And it goes step and step further and further. Yeah? The iPhones, it's not so long we have them, and they will be replaced by others of these gadgets. And we always go along with this kind of situation. We are mass beings, and we are isolated individual beings. Huh? But we are no longer. We are longing for community, yeah? But we are not. It's the kind of thing we strive for. And we strive for to be related with the cosmos and the nature, but we are not. Okay? This is our real situation. And even, I would say, as biodynamic farmer or as consumers for biodynamic products, this is our basic condition. Yeah? And one can say it's kind of should not be, but it is. And in this way we have also to see what is the reason for, and I think I said it yesterday, it's the price we had to pay for our individual freedom. And now Steiner came, and this is a kind of what I learned by Steiner, that what happens now, or what could happen, what should happen, that what I have isolated from the others, I find in myself as a kind of spiritual seed, that this I can also find around in the others. So it's not my family, perhaps. It's not my neighbors, perhaps. But it's the ones who discovered this same seed or this same first quality of new spirituality, and all of a sudden one is nearer, even one is from Switzerland, with Australians, with Tasmanians, than between Swiss and Australians. Yeah? You see? This is the real situation, that something is not given anymore as a direct relation with the people around, by family or by neighborhood, but it's a kind of belonging to perhaps a new kind of family, and this goes not in this physical direct way, but it goes with this quality of awakening, I would say. And how can we, with this now, create an economy which relates to this? This is the question. Branches, okay. We can create, an anthroposophical life with arts. But how can we create out of this also an economical life? And when we, I just take again, you have this us in the middle, and we can experience then and learn that the social reality around us is a threefold. And I go now more in this space of the economical life. Yeah, I don't not speak about the other two, but of economical life. And when you look what happens in normal economy is that we have a value, a chain of added value, and we have the farmer, the processor, the wholesaler, the retailer, and the consumer. Can you see this? And the product comes from the farm, goes to the processor, who fills the bottle of milk, goes to the wholesaler, who brings it in the next town, and goes to the retailer, who has the shop, and then comes to the computer and is on the dish. Huh? This is the normal way each product goes. And sometimes you have two processors, sometimes the wholesaler and the retailer are together. It's a typically meant scheme. It's not always in this way very hard. So the product goes according to this green arrow this way, and the money flows back in this way. Okay? The source of the money is the need of the consumer. Never forget this. The source of the money, when you need something, you give the money for it. Simple as this. Simple as this. And now look, how does this really work? You as a consumer, you buy, and then the retailer bought it from the wholesaler from the processor, and the processor takes it from the farmer. And as each one takes what he needs and a little bit more, okay, at the end, there is not enough money which comes back to the land. And this is the basic situation, that we are not on a good place as farmers. We are the last one, and all money has already gone until the stream came to us. So not a good business. Not a good business. And this has to be clear. If one has the aim to become rich, it's not good to become a farmer. It's very rich farming, for example. It's a lot of work, rich in work, in labor, in ongoing life cycles. But money is always in luck. Yeah. So how can we now come here in with a kind of economy which is other, and I stated here the pressure on the land came from this. Because then you are a farmer and you say, okay, the price went down, I have to go up with the yield. I have to have a little bit more land, my tractor becomes bigger, I take a little bit more fertilizer, the next GMO crop, yes, and so on. You see, this is the logic in which a conventional farmer is in. Yeah? He's not a bad guy. He's just under pressure. And now, these 5 steps we have here, which are in a line, and nobody knows really what's going on in this line. Each one has only 2, which he has really relations, but here the retailer, he is not conscious what the farmer receives for his pay. Never. You can go in the next job, they don't know. Yeah? And the farmer, and so on. So, the consumer, he is at the end. And when he don't like the product, he goes to another shop. Yeah? He just changes. He is free. And the farmer is not free, he is bound to his land, and there is the problem. And we don't have transparency. It's a kind of hidden situation. And what we do now, we take the 5 of them and put them around the table. The only thing we do is that we create the round table. Yeah? They are here again. It's the producer, it's the transformer, it's the wholesaler, it's the retailer, and it's the consumer. It's here German terms. And this round table now is a complete new situation, because each one sees the starting point, the end point, and he can see what he, with his operation, takes out of this whole span between the milk for the milk price for the farmer and the end price for the consumer. Yeah. So it's not the invisible hand which is here active, it's a visibility among the actors in this value chain. And when you do this, and you go first time around the table like this, probably it will not work. It gives explosions, and you go home and nothing happens. And you come again and again, and you can train yourself to be this kind of round tables. We have them, for example, in the organic market in Switzerland, for the milk, for the meat, for the cereals, for the vegetables. It's something which is already working. So saying we remain independent, each one. It's not about socialism. It's not about that the state does the economy, but it's be on a level together and looking that each one can survive, can develop, has what he needs. Not easy, always tension, but this is the principle. Round table. Very, very simple, and you can see it here again, the 5 of the principal stages. The product goes through and the money comes back, and now it's here this round table and each one can see the other one. And you see here there is a love story between the producer and the consumer, forgetting the other ones, and this is CSA. You just bring the two very narrow together. Yeah? Why not? But it's not taking up the complete situation. Yeah? Yeah. And very shortly now, I give, before I came to some slides from Laugier. When we look what has came about in the last 100 years, I give just some examples where this kind of coming together of, let's say, the biodynamic impulse and the social impulse now, mainly this associative economic impulse. Here is a place, Dortmund-Felderhof in Germany. You have the map there on, and it's huge. It's 150 hectares, it's 100 cows, it's 100 people, and there is a bakery, there is cheese making, there is research, there is school on the land, there is a coffee shop. So it's a place on the border of the town of Frankfurt, where all the banks sit, where these bankers, they come and relax and have their biodynamic food. A good business model, I cannot say. Juchowo, this is in Poland, 2,000 hectares, 300 cows, and working with people with special needs, doing herbs, and bringing a kind of cultural impulse to this corner of Poland, which has really been, let's say, drawn out in a cultural sense by communism and socialism. A biodynamic initiative which is in the steps to build up a village, I would say. Not only a farm, a village. With all in it. Next example, Laugier. I will show it afterwards. This is our place. Next example from south of Brazil, a biodynamic rice farm. And after the rice has been harvested, the buffaloes go to be pastured in. And rice under water, it's quite special. Huh? How can you do that with the preparations? And they had a genius idea, and the water is coming in the plots, and the plots are watered. There is a sack with the preparations in, and the water flows, and the preparations are there in. And it works well. They have quite a production. Then a very small farm in the hills of Switzerland, 10 hectares, the family Wursch, but they have all. They do vegetables, they have animals, they have a shop, they do a very good preparation work, and they do even cheese from the goat milk and so on. You can see also a very small place can become in this way something which radiates. And here an example from Argentina, Huertas Urbanas in Rosario. It's a huge city. You can see here, and there are many slums because people come from the countryside and are not able to live in the city, and there are prostitution and drugs and so on. And they created gardens. This means huertas urbanicos, city gardens. And there these people, they work, they can even then sell something, and in the time in between now they have more than 100 hectares, and this has been shaped together with the municipality of Rosario, and it's a huge program. And they win prize after prize, and it's a very dynamic initiative. Yeah. And this is the dessert now. I will not say too much, just the ones who has been present this afternoon. I reported a little bit from the place. I have been active practically for 30 years. I'm still living there. And yeah, it has similarities with the Raphael initiative, and started many years ago and is still alive. This has been the initial farm when we took it over. Very small, very not practical. But you see, there's an Australian car there. Okay, this is the actual farm. It was a huge jump from this situation to this. Crazy. This is the initial building where the restaurant is in, and the seminar rooms. This is the actual situation with the hotel. This has been on the other side of the road a farm from neighbors, and then we could buy it with the land around, and we created this intergenerational ecological housing situation. With always the old house in the middle, but 4 other houses around. The construction of the farm, which has been huge and has been much too expensive, so we struggled not to go bankrupt in several years. Then we went in with the cows, a festive moment. Construction of the hotel. And in this hotel, the first one we did, we had 15 rooms, and then we realized that this is not enough. When you have seminars, you need more rooms. And then we created 10 more rooms. And in order not to have construction noise and implications on on the side, they have been constructed in the place where these people work and have been transported piece by piece on lorries. And this way. So we changed completely the style. It was the same architecture, but we did a kind of pavilions which are on pillars, don't touch the ground. And this is when it has been new. It has been in 2001. Behind you see the farm. Then this is our building in Neuchâtel, historical building. We have the coffee shop in the first floor, in the second floor, and in the other floors there are guest rooms. So from Montession, which is about a little bit more than 10 minutes above this city Neuchâtel, we created a kind of city hub. And here we see the first shape of these new buildings. You see the farm here, you see the restaurant with the hotel and the new pavilions, and this has been the first imaginations of the new buildings on the other side of the roads. This has been our kits when you do the first dig for the new buildings. They have been active, now they are all adults. The construction, and here you see a little bit the view, how we have a view out here. This is in the old building. Now the farm, we did the solar panels on the roof. Our cereals, we work together with a breeder. It's our own variety, so to say. The cows, all in wood, special invention from us, that where they came in for to be blocked, that it's not with metal, but with wood. We have some pigs. We do some vegetables. We do our cheese. And sometimes we have visits from far away. You see, I have been younger at this time. And this was a wonderful experience. This is a chief of indigenous people from West Africa, and they are living with the cows like the Maasais. They are pure shepherds. And he is a carrier of this old wisdom. And he came and we shared, and it was very interesting, really. And then I had the occasion to go to him down to Africa, and we met with his cows. I learned a lot, I have to say. I learned a lot. I think he too. And so the cows are somehow central on our farm. And you see also they can freely move. They have their horns. We have been one of the first stables in Switzerland where the cows are not fixed and they have their horns. And the second thing I've always been attached to is the wheat and the seed of the wheat, and this engagement for good varieties. And we created an initiative which is sowing the future, and it's against GMO, you see there, without GMO. And we created these events that people came, they receive a little bit of seed, and then they go to the field from the two sides and they cross, and all together we seed. So it's not done by machine, it's done with our people around. This has been the 20th century of Laugier, where we invented this. Has been huge. Rain until the day before, completely nervous, and then plowing, and then preparing. And the guest star on this day has been Dimitri. He is a world famous known clown and Swiss. And when we phoned him, Dimitri, could you come and give a kind of statement against GMO? Yes, I will come. Great. And you see, then it became international. Yeah, it was a great time. And here you see the AGM of our company, of the one where we have the shares, as I told this afternoon. These are the shares, how they look. These are the bon de participation. It's another type of share, which is for 5,000 Swiss francs. And each year it lasts 5 years, and you don't receive money back. You give the money for 5 years, 5,000, but you have one night for free for each year in our hotel. This is the compensation. Not money. We don't have money, but we have rooms. Yeah. And these are the bonds, where it's then even, it's obligation for 10,000 Swiss francs for 5 years. And yeah, so we created, as I told, different tools. And here it has been our newsletter for the 20th years, where we said the weed, meaning the working on the land, and the money, meaning the consciousness in the social relations. Yeah? These two streams I draw first, they together make Laugier. Not to separate them, but that money and wheat, the grain and the piece of money, they found each other and find its meaning through the other one. Okay? And for the very end, this is how we start preparations. I have always seen here that you do it either by hand, either by machine. I can only say this is 300 liters, and it's done with a stick which is fixed on top, and then you can stir easily. I mean, okay, but you can stir 300 liters in a real intensive way for 1 hour, and then when we spray it out, it looks, and this is how we spray the silica preparation. Okay, and this is biodynamics for the future. Thank you.
So before everyone goes, just like to really thank you, Ueli, for just the remarkable sharings that you've brought to us, the insights, and just your generosity of person.
Yeah. So, you, as biodynamic Tasmania, now you are discovered, huh? You know. And I hope that you will relate to the international situation, and in this way, yeah, I hope that we have a common future together. Thank you.
Thank you.